I'm very, very, very excited about our team. I'm very excited about where we're going. I'm very excited about the lives that are changing, but I cannot stress to you enough before I get into our two questions. The fact that this business takes courage, and it's a very hard thing for me to put into words, and especially with pregnancy brain. So I'm going to do my darndest to make this happen. But in the new coach camp phase of this journey, I'm going to be honest, it's a hard place to be because it takes you overcoming some of your biggest fears. Okay. It takes you doing the one thing that made you fall in love with coaching in the first place, which is you have to take care of you first. Nobody's going to want you to be their coach if you aren't changing. And I just had a call with one of our amazing coaches who will soon be in this group with you guys. I was bragging on Kanoa. So she's here. I see her. You can wave, Boost. Everybody can see you. What? I said, of all of the people who've truly proven that you don't have to be at your end final goal weight to A, be happy, to B, live life, or to C, help other people. It's Kanoa who is proving that every day. Like, I just want to move to Hawaii just to go be and hang out with her every day. I'm kind of wishing she'll just come back to Orlando so I can be and hang out with her every day. But like she is proof that it doesn't take you having to be at that end place to be able to love, serve, and transform lives. But it does take you changing. It does take the people around Kanoa, and I'm bragging on you, Kanoa, right now. It's because I love you so much. But the people around Kanoa right now are watching this woman literally transform from the inside out right in front of their eyes on social media. And they're watching her face to face, the people who live in Hawaii, but they're also watching her virtually. And I think that many of you, the reason why you're stagnant is because you're not changing. People are only going to follow you when you are putting the time and effort into this business to change who you are, to change your mindset, to become more positive. And I say this not just because Kanoa is in the process of losing. I mean, we're probably almost hit the 50-pound marker. I don't even know where we're at this point, but we're getting close to the 50-pound marker of what she's lost on the outside. But on the inside, she's turned into a brand new woman over the last 12 months. I mean, it's really been a beautiful thing, and people can see it, feel it, and they want to be a part of it. So if you're wondering why this isn't, why you feel stuck, maybe turn that into and turn that onto yourself and make sure that you are in the process of changing, because people are following people who change. Okay, so please, please, please know that in this stage of the journey, it takes courage to share your story, but it takes strength to make sure that you're doing what you need to do for you. When I say proof the products work, does not mean that you have the ripped abs of Michael Corsentino. We all wish we had those. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, buddy, it's just, I got this big bump over here, and I'm like, I can't even try to compete right now. I'm just saying. But his story didn't start there, right? It didn't start with ripped freaking cut abs. It started just because he was proof that this system worked. And that didn't matter that there was an amazing rock star before and after picture that happened with it. It mattered because he had a story to tell and he had the courage to tell it. So, and that could be face-to-face. That could be over social media. There's so many different forums. But I really challenge you guys right now in this moment to know that in this new coach camp, you guys have got to fight. You guys have got to know that the business builders phase of this journey, the next phase of the journey is where you need to be. You don't need to be in here. So in order to get to the next phase of the journey, you've got to invite and run at least 2 challenge groups, even if one of the challenge groups has like 3 people in it. And it's not very good. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do it anyways, My second challenge group was so awful. I literally just shut that sucker down. So I was like, this is just awful. We need to start this sucker over. We all go through good and bad times, but that's why we want you to practice all of the things that it takes you to graduate the new coach camp, from becoming an Emerald coach, to hitting Success Club at just one time. I'm not saying every single month, just one time, showing that, proving to yourself, getting that win, showing that you can do this, running your challenge groups, which means you have to invite people. You have to invite people. And I hear all the time, the invite process is challenging. Well, I'm in the process right now of telling you, oh, I almost said something really mean. Oh my God. Oh my God. I really just filtered myself so hardcore. I felt my blood boiling and I was going to say something really mean. And then I just like shut it up. Of course the invite process is hard. You have to talk to humans. I'm sorry that you have to talk to humans. That's why it's hard. You have to talk to humans. You have to. And like, if you don't want to, I'm not sure that this is where you need to be. I want to tell everybody that they can change their life. Like I got on the phone today with I'm going to start crying, with a girl I went to high school with who is 350 plus pounds at 5'2". She was a meth addict till she was 24. She's gotten off that, has 2 amazing kids, and now she can't even play with her kids because she can barely freaking move. And she has come to me and said, I'm not going to go under the knife. I need your help. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. She's been watching me for 10 years. 10 years she's been watching. And she's just now asking for my help. But guess what? I didn't stop reaching out to, I have been talking to her, literally begging her to do this with me for the last 7 months. Every month I invite her to a challenge group. Every month I talk to her. Every day I'm checking in on her because I knew the time would come when she was finally at a point where she'd say, I need to change my life. And I'm not scared to talk to humans. And I will say it over and over again because I'm not icky. There's not an icky bone in my body. There's not a part of my body that's trying to sell somebody Shakeology. At the end of the day, I give you the invite process, but at the end of the day, you just talk to humans. That's it. I didn't have an invite process whenever I first became a coach, but I created it because some people, I'll use Michael Corsentino as an example, needs to hear the process of how this should work if it was a perfect case scenario. Some people need to see the process lined out. Others of you need me to just tell you, screw the inviting process, just talk to humans. Some of you just need me to say that. Throw the invite process out the window. Throw your notes away and just talk to people. I don't care which side of the spectrum you fall on, okay? But at the end of the day, I do need you to know that in order to get to the next place, you've got to invite. And that doesn't mean you have to invite the way that I do, but that does mean that you need to invite the way that you yourself need to in order to get yourself out there, put yourself out there and help other people. You're not going to be great at it at first. Ask Kanoa, ask any upline coach on this, okay? We all sucked royally at inviting, okay, when we started. Royally. We were so bad. But you try one way, and then if it doesn't work, you try something else. And then you try something else. And then you try something else. So I really just hope that you know that the Academy is a guideline. It is not, this is why, and if you haven't watched the coach charge that I did 2 weeks ago, saying that everything is figure outable. You'll need to set aside 45 minutes because I just really talked for a really long time. But it goes into how you're the CEO of this thing. And so you invite in the way that feels best for you. When I first started, I didn't invite over social media. I invited face-to-face because I was with people face-to-face, and which got me really comfortable with learning how to invite via a phone call because I'd rather hear their voice and talk to them. For some of you, you'd rather type it out, and that's fine. Every single person is going to have a different way and a different mode and a different method for inviting. But at the end of the day, you've got to do it. You have to do it. And it can't be at a place where you're scared that people are going to think you're being icky. As long as you know in your heart of hearts you're coming at them like with a true intention to serve them, to love on my girl Tiffany. Every time I talked to her, it was solely because I knew that I was going to be the person that was going to change her life. But she just had to be at a place where she would let me. And I was not going to let her for 1 second go somewhere else when she was ready. She was going to come to me. And so I need you to know that like if in your head you know that you're inviting because you truly care, then it's never, ever, ever a thing you should be scared of. I'm actually scared of not inviting somebody. Like, what if I wouldn't have put myself out there for Tiffany? And she gets to this point where she's at right now where she wants to change, and she goes and tries something like a crazy patch you put on your arm, or shoot, even worse, they go do like bypass, the gastric bypass stuff, because she thinks she has no other choice. Like that would be worse than me stepping up and saying, let me serve you, let me help you, let me love on you, let me help transform your life. So I really challenge you to have courage, to be bold, to have strength, to stand in your power while you're in this group, and then to find your own voice through this process. And I think that when you do that, unbelievable things are going to happen. So with that said, that's my mama bear moment of the day. I'm going to now read the questions because they're not, but I just wanted to say those things. Okay, so the questions were super simple. So this was a great one. She has a potential client who actually doesn't have Facebook. She doesn't want it. She's not going to have it. And she wants me to help her, but she wants me to help her in a different way. What do I do? So this is a great question because my dad, when he first started, didn't have Facebook. Didn't want Facebook. There's no way Papa Vaughn was going to be in a challenge group. He was not checking in with me every day. I'm sorry. He wasn't going to do it. I mean, he was going to check in with me every day, but I had to do it in the terms that my father would like. So what did I do? I was on the phone with him answering his questions about the ultimate reset. He went through the program. He learned it. I got on a phone call with him. Back then, we didn't have Zoom. There wasn't even FaceTime back then. He didn't have FaceTime. So I couldn't even see him. If I could see him, that would have been even better. But you chat with them to get them started right. So instead of having a prep week, if somebody doesn't have Facebook and needs you to help them one-on-one, this girl, Tiffany, is going to do the ultimate reset. She's not going to be in a challenge group to start out with. She's working with me one-on-one. I'm going to get on the phone and we're going to get set up the right way, probably through Zoom. Now that you have Zoom, that's even better, where you can help them through the program, help them figure out their workout schedule, show them Beachbody on demand, answer any questions that they have to get them started. And then you have to figure out with that person, if they don't have Facebook, how do they need to be checked in on? Because this is how I think about this. My father didn't need me to check in on him every day. He texted me, when he wanted to check in, but my job was to say, we're going to have a check-in on Sundays, and I'm going to help make sure that you're ready for the next week. But if you don't have to message me every day and tell me how every day is going, unless you're having a panic attack, and then we need to talk. But he wasn't somebody that needed, while going through the reset, to check in with me on a daily basis. Whereas my girl Megan, when I was helping her through her journey, I needed to be on her butt 3 times a day. I'm just being honest. This Tiffany girl, when I help her, you bet your bottom dollar, homegirl's getting voice notes from me multiple times a day, at least in the first phase of it, so that I make sure she doesn't fall off. You can help somebody. We didn't have challenge groups whenever I first became a coach. There was no such thing as a challenge group. There was no such thing as a Facebook group. We just helped people. So the biggest thing is, though, it's not the most convenient route for you as a coach because it takes up so much time. So I really challenge you, unless somebody, I had a girl, Tanya, and a girl, Brittany, I'll use both of them, this month, who deactivated their Facebook. And they said they didn't want Facebook anymore. And I said, that's totally cool. Did you know that you can reactivate it yet never touch it? And they're like, what? I was like, there's this thing called the Facebook Groups app. You have to activate your account, right? Your account has to be activated, but you don't have to have any notifications coming into your phone. You never have to open the Facebook app to see your news feed. You don't even have to have Messenger with things coming into you. You just have an app where you can only see Facebook groups. And then that way you go into the app and click on our group and you can be a part of it without having to be a part of Facebook. So always try to get them into your group, okay? But if somebody just does not have it, it's not even a reactivating thing. It'd be like my Aunt Sharon. She just is not going to be on Facebook. Then you've got to figure out how to help them one-on-one. And that's where you just put that entrepreneurial hat of yours on, and do what feels best for you and what they need to take the next step on their journey. So hopefully that part helps. The other question was about people sending in stats. So some people, she was like, what do I do if my challengers just will not send me in their stats? This is very, very important. My best friend, Chelsea, she doesn't force them to send in their stats to her. She just makes them tell her that they did them. Some people really aren't comfortable. I'm just going to be completely honest. They're not comfortable sending those goodbye pictures into people. So like say, and I just keep using Tiffany because I just literally talked to Tiffany today. What if Tiffany was like, Allie, like I can't, I've took my pictures. I took them. I did my weights. I did my measurements. And, but I'm not comfortable sharing them. Guess what? As long as you have them, I'm okay with it. As long as you did them, I'm okay with it. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea gives extra added perks, like they'll do raffles, or they'll get extra points if there was a challenge week, or something fun for the people who do track their results and actually share them. Do you know what I mean? Like in my groups, we always say like, it's a part of your 10 challenge commitments. You track your results and you actually share them. It's so that you get off the island by yourself and you put yourself out there. It's kind of like when you share your coaching journey, or that you become a coach on your Facebook, all of a sudden, just because you've shared that, now there's a sense of accountability that's attached to that process. But some people just won't. Do you know what I mean? And my mom is one of them. I still to this day don't know how much my mother weighs, or she won't even let me know what her measurements are. But she has them, and she'll tell me when she loses weight, and she'll tell me when the inches go down. I just don't know what they are. And you know what? I'm okay with that. So if it's a pain point, you've got to look at how you set up expectations with them. You know, most of the people in my groups understand that it's a part of the process that they have to do. But I have been doing this 8 years. 8 years ago, when people didn't really see me as a fitness professional, they may not have been as apt and as okay with sharing their results and their pictures and their stats with me, because there wasn't a level of trust built up just yet at that moment. And you've got to be okay with it. So this is the moment where I'm just going to say, if they did it, then that's awesome. Be proud that they did it. And if they don't send them in to you, just, like you got to let it be. And like like my girl Jessica, she's like, I'm not sending you my weight because I'm not getting on a scale. And I was like, Jessica, don't get on a scale. I don't want you to then, boo. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's fine with me. She's like, I'll send you a selfie in the mirror in the bathroom. I was like, I'll take what I can get. So like, it's that moment where there is a best case scenario, but if they don't, the goal is just to, hear me out, if you can just get them to say that they did their very first initial stats, even if they don't do them every month thereafter. I have a lot of people in our Together Fit virtual gym that we've got going on that they don't give me their results every single month. But I know that they've got their initial ones. So if they ever needed to go back and see how far they've come, I know that they took their initial stats. And I always confirm that. But I'm okay as long as it's getting done, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that answered that question at all, but let's hope that it did. Let's check this amazing chat box over here. So I want to know about hashtags. I understand it's what flows from us on IG. I know how important they are. On Facebook, are they? I know it can bring people to your page, but I don't see it a lot. What's your thoughts? Just curious, as I post a lot on IG, only a few on Facebook with each post. I honestly, from what I've read, nobody uses the search via hashtags on Facebook. Instagram, it's vital. It should not be hashtags. If you use them like kind of like in your wording, if you look at mine, they'll be like my words. And then there's a second comment that will have about 25 hashtags in it. On Instagram, it's just vital. But many of you aren't using Instagram, so that's no big deal. On Facebook, I only use hashtags for humor. So just to be completely honest, like I'll be like, hashtag wish me luck. But it's because I speak in hashtags. If Brent did that, people would be like, what? He doesn't really speak in hashtags. I speak in emojis and in hashtags. You know what I mean? So like that, like people are used to that from me versus using them for actual search engines on Facebook. So long story short, I don't think you need them on Facebook unless it's for humor. That's just my personal thoughts. I'm afraid to repeat my stories so much with my health. I know I can change the words, but it leads to having septic shock, and I don't want people getting sick and tired of hearing it. But I also know that this is okay. So when you share your story, you can share it in different ways. I don't always share I'll use my homeless story. Every time I share my story, I don't say I was homeless because it's not really a fun topic to talk about. But I'll share pieces of it without having to share that. So the same thing can work with your fitness journey, like when you share your story, it doesn't always have to be from start to finish. It can be a piece of it. The best way to think about your story is the way that the Beachbody Challenge questions are worded. If you've never submitted your story to the Beachbody Challenge, you should probably submit your story, because then you would A, see the questions, and B, you'd be proof that the products are working and you'd share your darn story. So anyways, but there's about 10 questions. What was my life like before Beachbody? That could be a post. What was my aha moment that made me decide that this was the time to change? That's another post. What was the hardest thing you faced on your journey? What was it? How did your challenge group play a part in your success? Was Shakeology or any of the other supplements a part of it? And if so, how did they help? All of the questions that are a part of the Beachbody Challenge are, yes, all compounded, are from start to finish. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can tell your story in so many different ways, sharing pieces of it versus saying, this is where I ended up. Do you know what I mean? Or this is what I had to get out of. So hopefully that part helps. Dun, dun, dun. Kanoa said, I talk about my eye surgeries and dealing with my challenges over the past year because it's a part of who I am. It comes from your heart. Keep sharing. Different posts will speak to different people. It's so true. So true. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Michael goes, it's kind of vital for my big boy job. Let's see. How do you deal with those Facebook friends that want to sell you something? How do you get out of it gracefully without causing friction? Dude, I just tell them. Somebody comes up to me, Allie, do you need face wash? No. Allie, your nails are cute. Do you want to try my nail stuff? No. Somebody asks me, Allie, do you want some leggings? I saw these leggings. They made me think of you. No. So I'm sorry. I'm not polite about it at all. You know what I mean? Don't come at me and try to sell me. I was so mad at this girl. Don't even get me started. I think I talked about that last time. But she asked me for help. And then once I got off the phone, she asked me if I needed face wash. And I said, no, I don't. But thanks. You know what I mean? No, but thanks. I'm good. Thanks. The thing is, at the end of the day, how do you bow out of it gracefully? One, you just remove yourself from all the icky, spammy groups that they add you to, because you just need out of it. I leave all those groups. Two, I'll be honest, if somebody tries to sell me something, I just straight up tell them, no, I'm good, thanks. She asked me if I wanted face wash. No, I got face wash. I got a program I use. I'm good, thanks. And that's it. There doesn't need to be an explanation. You shouldn't feel bad because you're not selling anything. Yeah. So you just, no, it's like this. I'm good. Thanks. So just most people are scared to say no. My husband is one of those people. He doesn't like saying no. He's like, well, I say this. Say no. Say no. I don't want any. I don't need lotion. I don't need any of that nonsense. So anyways, that's just me. I'm not really, I'm also pregnant, so I don't know if that counts. So I have no filter. Sorry, not sorry. That's what's happening right now. And Michael says, and he's from Brooklyn. So it's like between me being pregnant and having no filter and Michael being from Brooklyn, we just say like, no, I'm good. That's it. I'm fine. Thanks. I have this girl that every time she like makes a post on her page about beauty, something like makeup and crap, she tags me to it. And I just untag myself. She goes to my church. It's, she'll just be like, if you girls need me to get you anything, let me know. No, I'm good. I'll come to you if I need something. Do you know what I mean? So like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to just say no. Do you know what I mean? And then it gives you, this is the best part, then it shows you what not to do in your business. Okay. And I love that everybody's shaking their head. Anytime somebody does something that makes you go like, why did you just do that? Then you go, note to self, don't ever do that. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be like me every single time going to that Tiffany girl going like, do you want to buy Shakeology? Do you want to buy Shakeology? I really want to help you. I really think you should be drinking Shakeology. And instead, I went to her every time and saying like, hey, I want to help you. Let me know if you're ready this month. Hey, I was thinking about you. I just want to see how you and the kids are doing. Hey, I know your back is hurting. I saw one of your posts. Have you made an appointment with the doctor? I genuinely care for this person. I truly do. So my goal was never to sell her Shakeology. And shoot, she's starting with the reset. She's not even doing Shakeology. I'm not even getting successful points from her. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I just want to help her. And that way, I know that my messages aren't spamming her. Not at all. Because I'm not asking her to buy some lipstick. I'm asking her how she's actually doing. That's all. Ooh, I should probably filter myself a lot better. How do you deal with those that reach out to you that have another coach, finding that they have something more in common with you? That happens often. But in this business, we're not in the business of taking people from other people. It's not an option. It's very, very, very simple. The process to change coaches, it's not easy. In order for somebody to leave their coach, they have to quit for 6 months and then re-sign back up. So when I have a conversation with them, I go, have you tried everything? Have you honestly tried everything? Have you reached out to your coach? Have you reached out to your upline coach? Have you really, truly had a conversation with your coach about what you need? And have you gone absolutely nowhere with it? There's plenty of people on our team who were coaches prior to, and they ended up quitting and rejoining our team. And there's no shame in that game. I've got no shame in that game. But I wouldn't let them quit until they exasperated all resources. All of them. They went to their upline coach, their upline diamond coach. They went to their upline star diamond coach. They were trying to get help so that they wouldn't have to quit. And if they didn't get anywhere, then I would suggest that they ended up, quitting and transferring over. As far as customers, the same thing goes. Most of the time when they're customers, they just assume their upline coach won't help them because they went MIA on their coach and they're too scared to go back and ask for help because they dropped out. I would not want somebody who's in my challenge group to go to another coach and say to them, my upline coach isn't helping me. My group, I don't really like how it's working. I really love your style and I want to hang out. I want to be in your group with you. At the end of the day, I would want somebody to say, have you actually had a conversation with your coach and told them exactly what you need? And I was like, when was the last time you chatted with them? And they're like, it's been a while. I'd be like, what was the last conversation you had with them? And if their coach honestly isn't helping them, isn't running challenge groups, and isn't connecting with them, by all means, you can switch them over to your team. But at the end of the day, I would never want somebody who goes MIA in my group to think that because they went MIA, that they couldn't come back and ask for my help again. So I want to return that favor to any other coach who has a challenger who thinks that their coach is too busy for them, who thinks that their coach doesn't want to help them. Because a lot of the times that's only the record player playing in their brain. That's not actually what the coach did or said. Okay. So always send them back and then say, I'm always going, this is what I always say. I'm always going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. If honestly your relationship with you and your coach isn't working, I'll be happy to help you. We could switch you over, but I'm begging you to reach out to them, because I bet if you had a conversation with them, they'd truly, truly, truly be excited to help you. And if they're like, no, they're not coaching anymore, then you're like, okay, come on over. So you just got to figure out where they are. But those are great questions. Great, great, great. So yay! That's what I got today. I'm super excited. I'm super proud of you guys. I really, really am. I know I had my tough love moment at the beginning, but remember, this is your business. This is your business. And if you have not watched the coach charge, obviously we have the coach charge from this past week with Annette about not selling the products, but selling ourselves and our story. And it was real quick, 19 minutes that you guys can go in, either the Team Thrive Coaches page or the Team Thrivers page. Look at that. Best coach charge ever, says Lex. And then the one before that was Everything is Figure Outable. If you haven't watched that one, you need to watch that one too, just because it'll put everything that I said in my tough love moments into play there. So that you guys can have a little bit more leverage on that and know that you have our permission to just do this. However, you need to do this to be successful. So I'm going to go now. I love you with all my heart. I love you. I'm proud of you, my little new coach campers. I love you. 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 And I will talk to you guys next week, 7:45 next Tuesday. Bye.